There's one supplement that the world's top longevity scientists are taking privately every single day, and it's probably not what you think it is right now. I'm not talking about what they recommend publicly in interviews. I'm talking about what they actually take themselves at home when nobody is watching them. There's often a big difference between what scientists say publicly and what they do privately. Today I'm going to show you exactly what that difference is and why it matters. By the end of this video, you'll know the exact supplement, the exact dosage, backed by research, and where to buy it without getting scammed by fake products online. But here's what's even more important. I'm also going to tell you who should absolutely not take this supplement. Because for some people, it could actually cause harm. Everything I share today comes from published, peer-reviewed research, interviews with actual longevity scientists, and clinical data you can verify yourself with a simple search online. No opinions, no guessing, no sponsored content. No one is paying me to say any of this. Just honest research for people over 60 who want to live longer and healthier. Now, before I reveal the supplement, let me explain why longevity scientists even take supplements at all. Because most mainstream doctors say supplements are useless. So who's right here? Here's the truth. Most supplements on the market are useless. 90% of what you see in stores is marketing hype with little to no real evidence behind any of the claims. But there are a small number of supplements with real clinical evidence. Supplements that target actual biological mechanisms of aging. Supplements that scientists stake their own health on daily. These scientists spend their entire careers studying how we age and how to slow it down. They read thousands of research papers. They run clinical trials. They know what actually works. So when multiple top longevity researchers independently take the same supplement themselves, that's a signal worth paying attention to. That's not marketing. That's personal conviction based on evidence. Now let me tell you about the 3 scientists whose supplement choices I researched for this video. These are not random internet health gurus. These are serious researchers. First is Dr. David Sinclair from Harvard Medical School. He's one of the most famous aging researchers in the world, author of the best-selling book Lifespan, pioneer in NAD research. Second is Dr. Peter Attia, a physician who specializes in longevity medicine, host of one of the top health podcasts, known for his extremely evidence-based approach to everything. Third is Dr. Rhonda Patrick, a biomedical scientist who researches aging nutrition and disease prevention, known for her deep scientific dives into supplements and their actual mechanisms of action. These 3 scientists have different backgrounds, different specialties, sometimes different opinions. But there's one supplement that all 3 of them take consistently without any hesitation at all. If that kind of honest research-backed health information matters to you, then hit subscribe right now. I make videos like this every single week specifically for people over 60. Alright, let me reveal the #1 longevity supplement that scientists are actually taking themselves. The supplement is omega-3 fatty acids, specifically EPA and DHA from fish oil. Now I know what you might be thinking. Fish oil. That's it. That's the big secret supplement. I expected something more exotic and expensive, something newer and more cutting edge. But that reaction is exactly why I made this video, because most people overlook fish oil. They think it's old news, basic, boring, not exciting enough to actually matter. Meanwhile, the scientists who actually study aging at the deepest level consider omega-3 supplementation one of the most important things they do for their own longevity every single day without fail. Let me explain exactly why omega-3s matter so much for longevity, and then I'll tell you the specific dosage forms and brands these scientists actually use and recommend. The human body cannot produce omega-3 fatty acids on its own. You must get them from food or supplements. They're called essential fatty acids because they're literally essential for survival. There are 3 main types of omega-3s. ALA from plant sources like flax seeds, and EPA and DHA primarily from fatty fish and fish oil supplements taken regularly. ALA from plants must be converted into EPA and DHA by your body, but this conversion is extremely inefficient. Less than 10% of ALA actually becomes usable EPA or DHA. That's why longevity scientists focus specifically on EPA and DHA, either from eating fatty fish multiple times per week or from taking high-quality fish oil supplements daily. Now let me explain what EPA and DHA actually do inside your body after 60 and why these scientists consider them so critical for living longer and healthier lives. Benefit number 1. Omega-3s are the most powerful natural anti-inflammatory compounds that exist, and chronic inflammation is considered the root cause of almost every age-related disease known. Heart disease, cancer, Alzheimer's, diabetes, arthritis, depression, all of these conditions have chronic inflammation as a core underlying driver that accelerates their progression over time inside your body. After 60, your body naturally produces more inflammatory compounds and fewer anti-inflammatory compounds. This creates a state scientists call inflammaging, chronic low-grade inflammation that accelerates biological aging. Omega-3s directly counter this process. They reduce inflammatory markers in your blood. They help resolve inflammation rather than letting it become chronic and damaging inside your tissues and organs. A major study published in the journal Brain Behavior and Immunity found that omega-3 supplementation significantly reduced inflammatory markers in older adults within just 8 weeks of daily use. Benefit number 2. Omega-3s directly support heart health, and heart disease remains the #1 killer of people over 60 worldwide, more than any other cause of death by far. EPA and DHA lower triglyceride levels, reduce blood pressure slightly, decrease risk of abnormal heart rhythms, and slow the buildup of arterial plaque that leads to heart attacks. A landmark study called REDU-CEE found that high-dose EPA supplementation reduced cardiovascular events by 25% in high-risk patients. 25% reduction. That's significant real data. The American Heart Association recommends omega-3 supplementation for people with existing heart disease. That's how strong the evidence is for cardiovascular protection from these essential fatty acids. Benefit number 3. Omega-3s are essential for brain health and cognitive function. Your brain is literally made of fat, and DHA is one of the primary structural fats inside it. DHA makes up about 25% of the total fat in your brain. It's concentrated in the membranes of brain cells where it helps with signaling, communication, and overall neurological function daily. After 60, your brain naturally loses DHA. This decline is associated with cognitive impairment, memory problems, an increased risk of dementia and Alzheimer's disease as you continue to age. Research shows that people with higher omega-3 levels in their blood have larger brain volumes, better memory performance, and slower rates of cognitive decline compared to people with low omega-3 levels. A study from the Framingham Heart Study found that people with the lowest DHA levels had significantly smaller brain volumes, equivalent to about 2 years of additional brain aging on scans. Benefit number 4. Omega-3s support eye health. DHA is highly concentrated in your retinas. Low DHA levels are linked to macular degeneration, the leading cause of blindness after 60. Benefit number 5. Omega-3s support joint health by reducing inflammation in joint tissues. Many people with arthritis report reduced pain and stiffness after consistent omega-3 supplementation over time. Benefit number 6. Omega-3s support mood and mental health. Multiple studies link omega-3 deficiency to higher rates of depression and anxiety, especially in older adults over 60. Now, if someone you love needs to hear this information, share this video with them right now. Your spouse, your sibling, anyone over 60 who wants to live longer and healthier deserves this. Alright, now let's talk about dosage, because this is where most people go wrong. They take fish oil, but not nearly enough to actually get the benefits the research shows. The typical fish oil capsule you buy at the drugstore contains about 300 milligrams of combined EPA and DHA. Most people take 1 or 2 pills and think they're covered completely. But the dosages used in clinical studies that showed real benefits are much higher. Most positive research uses between 2,000 to 4,000 milligrams of combined EPA and DHA daily. That means if you're taking a standard fish oil pill with 300 milligrams, you would need to take 7 to 14 capsules daily just to reach the dosages used in the actual research. Dr. Peter Attia has publicly stated he aims for around 2 grams of EPA specifically per day, not total omega-3s, 2 grams of EPA alone, plus additional DHA on top of that. Dr. Rhonda Patrick has discussed taking between 2 to 4 grams of combined EPA and DHA daily. She emphasizes the importance of getting enough DHA specifically for brain health benefits. Dr. David Sinclair includes omega-3s as part of his daily supplement stack and has emphasized the importance of omega-3s for reducing inflammation and supporting overall longevity in multiple interviews. So, what does this mean for you practically? It means you probably need to take more fish oil than you currently are, and you need to take a higher quality, more concentrated product. My recommendation, based on the research: aim for at least 2,000 milligrams of combined EPA and DHA per day, ideally with a higher ratio of EPA if your goal is reducing inflammation. If your primary concern is brain health and cognitive function, look for products with higher DHA content. DHA is the omega-3 most concentrated in brain tissue and most important for cognition. Now let's talk about forms and quality. Because not all fish oil products are equal. Some are poorly made, oxidized, or contain contaminants, and those can actually cause harm. There are two main forms of omega-3s in supplements: ethyl ester form and triglyceride form. Triglyceride form is absorbed better by your body. It's what you find naturally in actual fish. Many cheap fish oil supplements use ethyl ester form because it's cheaper to produce, but absorption can be 30 to 50% lower compared to triglyceride form products available on market. Look for products that specifically say triglyceride form on the label, or look for products derived from small fatty fish like anchovy, sardines, or mackerel, which are naturally lower in contaminants. Quality matters enormously with fish oil. Poorly stored or manufactured fish oil can become oxidized. Oxidized fish oil may actually increase inflammation rather than reduce it inside your body over time. Signs of oxidized fish oil include a strong fishy smell, unpleasant fishy burps after taking it, and a cloudy or yellow appearance when you look at the actual oil inside the capsule. Good quality fish oil should have little to no smell, should not cause fishy burps, and should be clear or light gold in color. If your fish oil smells strongly, it's probably oxidized and rancid. Look for brands that provide third-party testing certificates. These verify the product contains what the label claims, and that it's free from heavy metals, mercury, and other contaminants. Some reputable brands that longevity scientists have mentioned include Nordic Naturals, Carlson, Sports Research, and Thorne. These brands consistently test well for purity and freshness in independent lab analysis. I have no sponsorship or affiliation with any of these brands. I'm just sharing what the research and the scientists themselves point to as quality options available. Now let me tell you who should be careful with fish oil supplementation. Because despite the benefits, there are some people who need to consult a doctor first before starting regular use. If you take blood-thinning medications like warfarin or aspirin, talk to your doctor first. Omega-3s have mild blood-thinning effects and can potentially increase bleeding risk when combined. If you're scheduled for surgery, you may need to stop fish oil 1 to 2 weeks before. Again, because of the blood-thinning effects that could increase surgical bleeding risk during procedures. If you're allergic to fish or shellfish, be cautious. Most fish oil is highly purified and may not trigger allergies, but it's worth discussing with your doctor before starting supplementation just to be safe. If you have a bleeding disorder or take medications that affect clotting, definitely consult your doctor first. The blood-thinning effects of omega-3s could potentially cause complications for you. For everyone else, omega-3 supplementation is generally considered very safe even at higher doses. Side effects are typically mild, occasional digestive upset or fishy burps with low-quality products. Now let me share a few practical tips for getting the most benefit from omega-3 supplementation. These small details can make a significant difference in how well the supplements work for you. Tip number 1. Take fish oil with a meal that contains fat. Omega-3s are fat-soluble. Taking them with a fatty meal increases absorption by up to 3 times compared to taking them alone. Tip number 2. Store your fish oil properly. Keep it in a cool, dark place, or refrigerate it to slow oxidation. Heat and light exposure degrade fish oil quality much faster over time. Tip number 3. Split your dose if taking high amounts. Instead of taking 4 grams at once, take 2 grams with breakfast and 2 grams with dinner for better absorption throughout day. Tip number 4. Be consistent. Omega-3s build up in your cell membranes over time. It takes weeks to months of consistent daily use to reach optimal levels in your body tissues. You won't feel dramatic effects overnight, but after 2 to 3 months of consistent use, many people notice improvements in joint comfort, mental clarity, mood, and overall energy levels. Tip number 5. Consider getting your omega-3 index tested. This blood test measures the percentage of omega-3s in your red blood cell membranes. It tells you if you're actually absorbing enough. An optimal omega-3 index is above 8%. Most Americans are between 4 to 5%. The test costs around $50 to $100 and gives you concrete data to work with. Now let me talk about food sources versus supplements, because some people prefer to get their omega-3s from actual fish rather than pills, and that's a completely valid approach if done correctly. The best food sources of EPA and DHA are fatty cold water fish, salmon, mackerel, sardines, anchovies, herring. These fish are naturally rich in omega-3s because of their diet. To get 2,000 milligrams of omega-3s from food, you would need to eat roughly 3 to 4 ounces of fatty fish daily, or 6 to 8 ounces several times per week consistently. Wild-caught fish generally has higher omega-3 content than farmed fish, though farmed salmon still contains significant amounts. Just check the source and quality when buying seafood products. The advantage of getting omega-3s from food is you get the complete nutritional package: protein, selenium, vitamin D, other beneficial compounds that work together synergistically inside whole food. The advantage of supplements is convenience and dosage control. You know exactly how much EPA and DHA you're getting, and it's easier to maintain consistent intake daily without cooking fish constantly. Most longevity scientists do both. They eat fatty fish when possible and supplement daily to ensure they maintain optimal omega-3 levels consistently, regardless of what they eat for any given meal. Now, let me be very clear about something important. Omega-3s are not a magic pill. No single supplement will make you live forever or erase decades of unhealthy habits overnight. Omega-3s work best as part of an overall healthy lifestyle. Combined with good nutrition, regular exercise, quality sleep, stress management, social connection, all of these factors matter together. But if you're going to take one supplement consistently for longevity, the scientists who study aging most deeply have made their choice clear. Omega-3s are where they put their own health, not exotic expensive supplements, not the latest trends. A well-researched, well-understood nutrient that targets fundamental mechanisms of aging: inflammation, cardiovascular health, brain function, cell membrane integrity. Sometimes the most powerful interventions are the simplest ones, the ones that have decades of research behind them, the ones boring enough that marketing companies don't bother hyping them up anymore. Omega-3s are that intervention. Unsexy, unexciting, but sitting in a daily supplement routines of the world's top longevity scientists for very good evidence-based reasons that you now understand. Now, if this video helped you today, I need you to do 3 things for me. They cost nothing, they take 30 seconds, and they help more people over 60 find this information. First, hit subscribe and turn on the bell notification. I post honest, research-backed health content every single week specifically for people over 60. No selling, no lies, just real science. Second, share this video right now with one person you love who is over 60, your spouse, your sibling, your best friend. They deserve to know what longevity scientists are actually doing privately. Third, drop a comment below. Tell me if you currently take fish oil, what brand you use, what dosage. I read every comment personally, and your feedback helps this entire community grow. Next week, I'm covering NAD+ supplements and whether they actually reverse aging after 60. The truth about NMN and NR. What works, what doesn't, and what's just expensive marketing hype. That video is going to save you hundreds of dollars in wasted supplement spending. Subscribe now so you don't miss it when it goes live on this channel next week for you. That's it for today. No fluff, no gimmicks, no lies, just honest truth for people over 60. Take care of yourselves out there. I'll see you next time.